So here we can see the Nikken PiMag Waterfall filter, and I'm just going to run through some of the reasons why it's so popular and that it's Nikken's signature product. It is a water filter, but it's not just a filter. But to start with, I think it's good just to touch on that aspect of obviously it being a filter, because tap water, as we know, has a lot of contaminants in it. And what we say is use the filter or be the filter. So do you want to drink all that and have to filter it out? And it's really taking your energy and not good for you. So Nikken has the gold seal from the Water Quality Association, specifically focused on criteria 42 and 53. So 42 will take out taste or odor, chlorine, chloramine. And then 53 is the category removal of heavy metals, copper, lead, mercury, and 30 plus more contaminants that it's certified to remove over 90%. And so that creates a really high grade filter. The silver activated bacteria is going to remove 99.9% of bacteria and pathogens. And also in the filtration category, there are new emerging contaminants, which is rather scary, but society is constantly evolving and creating more things that leach into our water. One of them is microplastics, which are everywhere, and particularly in bottled water, and Nikken is going to filter that out as well. So when we go out, hang on, I'm going to try and move this forward. Yeah, when we go out into nature, nature wraps itself around us and we can immediately feel that. We're designed to live in nature, and those frequencies are what keep us healthy and well. And Nikken's remit is to bring the outdoors indoors and wrap ourselves in nature's frequencies indoors. And the foundational piece of that is drinking the PiMag Waterfall water, which is designed to create water as nature intended. So having looked briefly at the filtration aspect, I wanted to focus on three other aspects that Nikken offers. There are more, but I think if we just feature the main three. So it creates alkaline water, microclustered water, and structured water. And that is going to create water that is as in nature. So when we find water in nature, it's moving, it's flowing, and in that movement, it's microclustering into tiny little molecules. And Nikken has the microclustering feature, so that tap water, when it's piped and moving, just look here at how it wants to move and flow. And you can see the spiraling on the left as well, that it's naturally doing that in nature and being these sparkling tiny little molecules, and that's what is so absorbable. But when you pipe water, it clumps up because it's going in straight lines, and water wants to flow and meander, not move in straight lines. When you pipe it, it's going to create these big fat clusters of molecules. Here we can see the meander of water, and we can see how it's always wanting to return and trying to return to a sphere, to that wholeness. This is an image from Sensitive Chaos, a book by Theodor Schwenk, which I highly recommend. And what a beautiful name, Sensitive Chaos. And here we can see how regular tap water clusters will clump up into, well, here it says 50 to 20 molecules. It can be as much as 30 to 40 molecules, whereas water clusters that are microclustered, you'll just get 4 to 6 water molecules. What that does is it makes it easy to drink and easy to absorb. And you can tell that when you drink the waterfall water, it will absorb from the mouth on down. and it will absorb easily through the cell walls. So microclustering creates super hydrating water, and it means you don't need to drink as much because you're going to get that quality hydration. So the next thing to focus on is alkalinity, and Nikken creates an alkaline level of 8.5 to 9.5 on the pH scale. And I've just got a slide here of Dr. Batman Glij, who's one of the experts in water, because 80% of Western ill health is caused by dehydration and an over-acid body. So by drinking enough alkaline water, you're immediately going to give yourself a really good preventative healthcare. You can stay in the 80%, you can become healthy just through water, and this is what he has championed. His books are highly recommended. This one is the foundational book he wrote, Your Body's Many Cries for Water. And then his books became more sort of fierce as he went on through his life. He called Water, Your Healer from Within. And finally, Water Cures, Drugs Kill. He doesn't mince his words towards the end. So if you're in any doubt about the benefits of high quality drinking water, please do read his books. And here we have the alkalinity pH scale, and tap water will be moving around 7 pH, and also less efficient filtration like Brita or other ones will not be increasing the alkalinity, but Nikken has many media through the filter that are going to increase that alkalinity. And this is just really key to health. Our body can buffer acid and is designed to do that, but modern life is overwhelming our ability to do that. So we need to distinguish between earlier times and the environment we're in nowadays. Dehydration, so people just don't drink enough water, intensive farming of food, air quality, the indoor environment, they're all conspiring to build up a toxic, acidic body burden. And we can see that in the breakdown of health and the stats on health, which are often caused by that acid body burden. Then we've got ionizing radiation from cell phones and from the nuclear industry that release acid. Stress itself is a cause of acidity, and look at the stress-paced life a lot of people face nowadays. It's the fast-paced world that builds up stress and stokes adrenaline to drive us on, and escaping that stressed-out life can feel challenging. So at every turn of our day, we need we hit a need for good hydration so as to get into balance and so stay well. So it's a massive help to our health to have this alkaline water, and to increase the pH. And oh, this is an image of water in nature, and just showing the flowing through, you know, how the light hits the water, and then depending on the area it moves through, it's going to pick up magnetic field and mineral rich content from the flow. So you can just see how piping water is just going to denature it, and you're going to lose all that. So to increase the pH of water and make it more alkaline, it is important to do this naturally, using minerals, silica sands, and other special proprietary bioceramic materials, all contained within the filter. And it's a really important foundation for Nikken to use natural ways to treat water. There are some ionizers, alkaline water treatment systems out there that will artificially create alkaline water without adding the essential minerals that do this naturally. And these devices use electricity to split apart water molecules to artificially create alkaline water. And this type of alkaline water can lead to health issues with digestive problems, bone health issues, and are best avoided. So an alkaline pH is only beneficial to the body if it's natural due to minerals in the water. And all water coming from nature has a pH that perfectly corresponds to its mineral content. And we have mineral-rich stones in the waterfall that also add to the qualities of the water that Nikken's creating. So then we're going to move on to the third benefit and the reason for creating structured water. So these sort of images were made, sort of became household imaging that a lot of people know about through the work of Masaru Emoto, who froze water and then pictured it microscopically. And he could show the difference between, say, London tap water and beautiful spring water flowing from in the countryside. And so at the top, you can see unstructured water, which is not, it's a bit like blobby, it's not coherent. And then structured water, you can see these beautiful hexagonal harmonic snowflake images. And this is what another aspect that is huge with the Nikken waterfall. Through the light media in the bioceramic beads that are in the filter, and then the magnetic spigot, there's a magnetic field that it flows through at the end. And what's that's going to do? It's going to create that harmonic. And when it's in a harmonic structure, water holds signals and carries information effectively. So this is another reason you want to be properly hydrated, because all the signaling in the body takes place through the medium of water. So if you just don't have enough water in the body, you're not going to work optimally. And having structured water is going to help hugely towards that coherent messaging. And so water becomes structured in nature, as we've looked, when it meanders and spirals, and it will create that coherence. The goal of water is to conduct electricity and information, and it does that best when it's in a coherent state. This is a whole new science to water, and there's a lot that we could talk about and discuss. But really the key is just to appreciate how important it is to drink structured water. It's called hexagonal water or liquid crystalline water. And there are many names for this new science of water. So we want to get water into that state. And that's how water is seeking to be all the time. So what I love about the waterfall system is that it's treating water naturally and not imposing and sort of, can't put the words in really, but manipulating it in an artificial way. It's water as nature intended, and it's using nature's frequencies to create that. So just to finish, structured water can also be absorbed by eating organic lettuces, salads, watery fruits. You're going to get that structured water in that form. And you can also absorb structured water through going wild swimming, or in my case, wild paddling, and being in touch with that structured water in nature. The other thing to say is that, and this is new science, new emerging science, which is very exciting, how structured water, when our body is optimally hydrated with structured water, we can actually buffer EMFs, these electromagnetic frequencies that are so devastating to our well-being. It kind of creates this robust self that means that we can actually buffer that. And that's another thing that it's worth researching further. There's so much that we can say about it all. But to finish, it's just to say that children and plants are our greatest fans. And if you water your plants with this water, you'll see the vibrant, thriving growth that will occur. And also it's lovely to see children who actually choose to drink the water. They can help themselves from the waterfall, and they'll do that. Whereas with tap water, children tend to want to drink sugared drinks to mask the taste, and it's just not what their body is calling for, or they'll want it put in the fridge to mask it, and that's not good for you drinking ice cold water. So it's exciting when a family does get this system in their household, and to see the benefits to their health, but also to the family and the wider family who are drinking the water and choosing to, because at the end of the day, it's really delicious. So I recommend you look into these things further. There's loads of research out there, or talk to the person who's invited you to look at this.